Brother, how many times have you told yourself this time will be different, only to find yourself right back where you started? Maybe thought what you needed to quit porn was to man up or push harder. Maybe even trying to white knuckle your way to freedom, and yet here you are, stuck in the same cycle, temptation that tries willpower that leads to relapse, and then ultimately you end up walking in shame. Brother, here's the truth. Willpower will not and cannot save you. In fact, the harder you try to rely on it, the more it's going to keep you trapped. Today, in this episode of The Rebuilt Man, I'm unpacking 7 reasons why willpower will not help you quit porn and what you actually need if you're going to win. If you've been struggling for years, perhaps even decades, this episode could be the thing that finally sets you free. Guys, welcome to the Rebuilt Man podcast. My name is Coach Frank Rich. It is our mission to help high-performing men just like you reclaim their lives, rebuild their identities, and walk free and live a life of freedom through faith, brotherhood, and proven strategies. If you're new to this podcast, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And guys, if you watch this on YouTube, turn those post notifications on. But remember, if you've been relying on willpower alone or trying to build more willpower, you've been playing the wrong game. And let's break it down today. Number 1, the first reason out of the 7 why willpower alone is not going to help save you from pornography is that willpower is a limited resource. Studies show that self-control is much like a muscle. It fatigues after repeated use. By the end of the day, your decision fatigue has set in. This is why you find yourself at the end of the night struggling with temptation, struggling with urges, and oftentimes giving in. Because you can only make so many willpower-based decisions on a daily basis. I've had many coaching clients that could say no in the morning, but always find themselves relapsing at night after a long workday. And it's not because they didn't want freedom. It's because their mental and emotional batteries had been drained. What you need to focus on here is building systems. Relying on things like maybe softwares, content blockers, scheduled check-ins that make saying no automatic. So the first reason is it's going to be a limited resource. Reason number 2 that willpower alone will not work is you are fighting the wrong battle. You've often heard me talk about Atomic Habits by James Clear. This is his identity theory. It is understanding that our identity is what drives our behavior. Trying to rely on willpower is seeing yourself as a man that still struggles. And if you see yourself through that lens, willpower will just delay the inevitable. Focus on building the identity, shifting your focus from trying to quit porn to becoming the man of discipline and integrity. This has been our approach with the Rebuilt Man, and we see it time and time again. When we shift that paradigm, when we shift that goal of saying, I'm no longer trying to quit this behavior that has control of me, I'm trying to become the man that can walk in freedom, we see relapse rates plummet. Now you go through this identity shift by casting a clear vision on the man that you want to become, by redesigning your environments, and getting into a community that will reinforce this new man that you're trying to become. The third reason willpower alone is not going to help you here is that willpower doesn't rewire your brain. It doesn't tap into these neuroplasticity and new dopamine pathways. We know that porn use triggers supernormal dopamine spikes, reshaping your brain's reward circuits, suppressing the urges that doesn't undo the wiring. When we replace things in our life like cold showers, gratitude practices, mental journeying, consuming of healthier information, we begin to rewire the brain to crave purpose over pixels. Doing things like dopamine detox, getting plugged into real world engagements, learning new skills will all help rebuild the brain's baseline. The fourth reason here that willpower alone is not going to work is willpower works alone. And that's the problem. The opposite of this addiction is not going to be sobriety. It's going to be connection. But when you're relying on willpower, you're staying in an isolated state. And we know that isolation is the fuel of all addiction. Accountability, community, and connection increases your success rate dramatically. This is why we've created the Rebuilt Man Brotherhood, because when we see guys that are trying to do it on their own, get plugged into a community of men to support them and hold them to a higher standard, their success rate shoots up through the roof. It's my opinion that if you're trying to overcome this, community isn't optional. It must become the container that makes your freedom stick. Willpower works alone, and brother, that's the problem. The fifth reason here that you cannot rely on willpower is willpower does not and will not heal the wounds that are driving the addiction. Your porn use, your addictions, your struggles and challenges are often coping mechanisms for unresolved pain, rejection, and boredom. Willpower doesn't address these roots. You need to do the deep work. Journaling, growing in your faith, connecting with God, getting in containers for real communication to heal the emotional drivers behind these addictive behaviors and habits. How many of us out there struggle because of rejection, pent-up stress, financial struggles? Trying to willpower your way through these things isn't addressing these emotional issues. The sixth reason here is willpower is a reaction. It's not a strategy. Willpower is waiting for the thing to set in and then hoping that you can respond in a healthy way. When you're relying on willpower, it means you're already in the temptation state and moment, which is too late for most men. You got to shift to offense. Rebuild your body. Keep your phone out of your room. Have daily debriefs with yourself. All of these things will eliminate 90% of your triggers. Proactive routines that will help keeping you from needing to fight this issue in the first place. It comes back to that vision casting discussion that we regularly have. Stop being reactionary and start living with intention. And the seventh and final reason here is willpower is ignoring the spiritual battle. Spiritual disciplines will strengthen your resistance and resilience far beyond what these mental strategies and approaches alone can do. Anchor your fight in God's power and purpose, not your own. Willpower is relying on your flesh, and your flesh fails. The only way to sustain this is through growing in your faith. 7 reasons. 7 reasons why relying on willpower will never get you free. And if it would, if willpower alone could set you free, you'd already be there. Understand, brother, that freedom isn't about trying harder. It's about rewiring your brain, reshaping your identity, and surrounding yourself with men who will not let you fail. That's exactly what we do inside the Rebuilt Man community. I've created a 7-day reset that isn't another course that you're going to forget about. It's 7 days of structured, high-impact coaching, daily challenges, paired with a brotherhood support designed to get you real momentum. And the best part is you can join us for free today if you go to therebuiltman.com/7-day reset. You can start today for free. And this isn't going to help you build more willpower, but it's going to help you build the confidence needed to become the man that can walk in real integrity. Join us today at therebuiltman.com/7-day reset to get access and get plugged in to real world coaching and daily strategies. Click the link down there below. Join us, brother, and I look forward to seeing you on the inside.